And now let us say hello to the talk of the mixed martial arts world. I have a feeling if you are watching this, you know this man very well by now. His name is Joaquin Buckley. He pulled off not only the knockout of 2020 as of right now, and I'd be shocked if it doesn't end up being the knockout of the year, but one of the greatest knockouts in the history of mixed martial arts. He pulled it off this past Saturday on Fight Island. Joaquin, congratulations on not only pulling that off, but everything that has come as a result of that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's still a shock to me, you know what I mean, just how viral it went and just how fast it exploded, through the MMA world and just the world period. But in my eyes, it's not one of the number one KOs, but I'm blessed to be put up in that category though, in my opinion.
Okay. And it's just an amazing thing to see someone who was relatively unknown just a few weeks ago. Now everyone talking about you, being shared everywhere, millions of views. Could you tell me how? And maybe it hasn't just yet because it's fresh. How much has your life changed since pulling off that amazing knockout on
I
Saturday?
mean, besides my phone acting up all the time right now, my life is still the same right now. Still got my regular job at Walgreens. I'm actually going back to work on Monday, funny enough. And but my life's the same right now. I'm sure it's gonna change in a matter of probably months. But right now it's the same.
So you work at Walgreens. What do you do there?
I'm just a shift lead, just a regular shift lead there. So I run the night shift there, and we close around like midnight. So I'm pretty much the main person running it at night.
And how long have you been working there?
About a year and like 3 months. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And you like the job?
yeah. I love it actually. It's a good job.
Is there a part of you that at some point wants to, focus on your MMA training full time and not have another job?
Yes, sir. I mean, I think that time is coming up, but I was just being realistic, with it. Actually, you know, um, the years leading up to before me being signed with the UFC, whatever, I had to be very strategic on what I wanted to do with my life, and I was just seeing that me having to settle down, me actually having to get a job, me having a brand new baby right now. I didn't look in proceeding for MMA to be my main career. But now that this kick has happened, or saying this kick has went viral and stuff like this, now it's a possibility where mixed martial arts can be my main career and my
Wow.
main life.
So even up until Saturday, you weren't sure if MMA would be your main career?
Yeah, nah, not at all.
Is it what was it that you weren't sure or that you didn't want it to be your main career?
I wasn't sure for real. I know I had the talent, I know I had the gifts, but like I said, only God makes things possible for us. So with everything leading up, to that fight, whatever, you just unknown of what's going to happen.
Mm.
So with that being said, I just had to be realistic, and and just had to think clear about what I really want to do with my life. And MMA is not always that biggest step for
Mm.
that.
And you feel in your heart now that the kick has changed everything.
Uh, it kind of has. I'm not gonna lie. With it being viral everywhere right now. And everybody knows my name, and everybody wants to follow. Everybody wants to see me fight now. And now I'm a product for the UFC instead of
Mhm.
just being a expendable guy. If that makes sense.
Everyone was commenting on it. It was shared everywhere. Was there one person in particular, a famous person, a celebrity who commented on you? Like, wow, this guy's commenting on my fight, on my kick. Was there one moment there where you're like, this is nuts?
I mean, Israel Adesanya, DC, Nate Diaz. I mean, all of them. To be honest with you, I mean, I can't do nothing but just have respect and just be honored that these guys even mentioned me. You know what I'm saying, and was able just to take the time out just to comment on the fight. You know what I mean, or comment on the knockout. But it's too many names to list, even just random folks. You know what I mean, just I'm so appreciative. Just for the moment that was given to me.
Now, before I actually ask you about the kick, I want to learn more about you. Your nickname is Newmancer.
Yeah, Newmancer. Yes,
What
sir.
does that mean?
So I was actually but I didn't have my car at the time. I was on the bus stop, so you have a lot to think. You know what I'm saying, when the bus comes and you're waiting to go to your job and stuff. And I was just going through new nicknames because my original nickname was Young Buck, with a Joaquin Young Buck Buckley,
Mm.
and that's a rapper and stuff like that. I was like, man, I think I could probably come up with a better nickname. So I was thinking about New King, New Blood, everything, but it just wasn't clicking for me. And I ended up hearing about Mansa Musa, and he's pretty much was like a Mali emperor, Sultan King, whatever, and was one of the richest mans of all time at one point. And I just thought Newmancer that'd probably be pretty dope, So
All
it's like
right.
in the Mali language.
I dig it. And some fans might not know that you fought 6 times for Bellator. You're a product of St. Louis Shamrock FC. Jesse Finney has put together a lot of undercards for Bellator back in the day, and I couldn't help but notice. So you had a solid run in Bellator, but on one of your Instagram posts, you did have the hashtag expletive Bellator. Did it
right,
did
right,
it
right,
did it
right,
not
right.
end well with Bellator? What happened there?
I mean, I just got cut. That was it. I was expendable. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, not taking. So Bellator was my first learning curve into the business. You know what I mean? Just because you're talented, just because you have skill, doesn't mean that you're gonna get kept around. You know what I mean? You have to bring the audience behind you. You got to have supporters behind you for them to actually still want to put you on. Because when I got cut from Bellator, it was a shock, and I didn't have a job at the time. I was still, you know what I mean, living off my fight checks and stuff like that. And, I wasn't living very smart and doing it very strategic in my life. So, it ended up having me, pretty much struggling, for the first years of my life. And, I had to just really just restart everything and just start from the beginning, So me even getting signed with the UFC, I just looked at Bellator as an example, you know what I mean, and not going back to that position ever again.
Mm. And when you got the call over the summer to fight in the UFC, what was that like?
It was crazy, after fighting the LFA and then getting the call, I was getting ready for work actually, and Brian Butler had called me and told me that I had an opportunity to fight Kevin Holland for a 4-fight contract, and it was just shell shocking, but at the end of the day though, I was just like, well, why not just take the opportunity, you know.
And so the circumstances surrounding your first fight are very interesting because you didn't have your coaches in your corner for that fight, correct? And
Right.
and
Nah.
and you
So
had
I got a very small group of people that I work with here. I work with a guy named Marabek Choriev, and I work with my buddy Edric Dillard. I work with another guy named Ryan Sutton, who's a great wrestling coach of mine. I work with a conditioning coach named Travis Brown for Valkyrie Fitness. But a very selective, small group of people that I work with. To stay in shape and to keep me grounded and to keep me disciplined. So I don't really have a major team here back home in St. Louis, but these guys are good quality guys that I work with who actually helped me get in the position that I am today.
and so why couldn't they corner you for your first fight?
For the first fight for the Kevin Holland, I did have a guy to come with me. It was just one, and
Ah,
he ended up popping for COVID-19, being positive. And then obviously him being out, I was the only person by myself. I had to call out my guy Kai Kamaka, whatever, to come and help me out. And I think you did the whole honorable mentions for that one.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you met him on the LFA card, and then he was just in Vegas. He helps you out. Kai Kamaka helps you out. He's just in Vegas hoping to get his call. He
Yeah.
corners you. You don't really know him all that well, but he helps you out. And then the following week, he gets the call, right?
Right,
And so
right, right, right. It was pretty cool
interesting.
for him. Yeah, man. So,
And now
uh,
you guys are buds still?
yeah, most definitely. Yes, sir.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, for this fight in Abu Dhabi, you also didn't have your corner with you, right?
Right, right. So nobody had a passport or they couldn't get it in time to get renewed. So I kept in contact with a guy named Joaquin Marcilago, who, from the beginning, when I wasn't training, he always kept out in touch with me because he always wanted me to come out and train with his camp in Michigan. I just never had the, opportunity to go out there. But we stayed in contact, and I knew that one of his guys was fighting on Fight Island as well. And I asked if he could corner me. Funny enough, his passport wasn't renewed yet, and he was trying to scramble and try to get that together. But he had an assistant coach named Mike Gilmore already, ready to go out there, had his passport ready to help Daquan for his fight. And then they said, yeah, they'll help me with mine after they get done cornering him.
So you've had 2 UFC fights now, and you haven't had your like true coaches in your corner. That's pretty
Right.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you talk about like Kai Kamaka, doing something good and then getting repaid for it. My understanding is and correct me if I don't have this 100% correct. Uh, Prior to this fight, did you give someone $100 tip over, I think on Uber?
Yeah,
Is
yeah, some Uber Eats. It was actually just the only $100 bill that I had at the time. I wanted to give him a tip, but like I didn't really want to give him $100, but it was the only thing I had. But I kind of thought about it, like, bro, I'm about to be in the UFC. I'm fighting Kevin Holland. Like, I'm blessed to be in this opportunity, so I just gave it to the guy just for good feels, for myself. Yeah.
And I think that guy reached out to your manager, Brian Butler, to let him know. He didn't even know that you did that. And just another example of, doing good for others, and good will come your way. So it's incredible to see all this. And I see you as a proud father now. Who's this little guy in your arms?
This little guy named Isaiah Buckley. Mm-hmm.
And I also know, and congratulations on being a dad. And I know how exciting that could be. I noticed on your Instagram, you said, Isaiah will never see you lose.
Yeah, I plan on keeping that promise.
That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Not at all.
No?
No,
From here on out, you will never lose.
Yes, sir. I really believe so, and definitely now that I have well, think about all I've done with the less tools that I have. Now I have all the tools and resources on the planet to go to different camps and to go to talk to different coaches and train with different people around the world, you know what I mean, to enhance my skill sets even further. And I did, so much with so little. So just imagine what I have now,
Do you plan on going anywhere else to train for fights?
Definitely. Yes, sir. I do plan on going a couple places. Yes, sir.
Anywhere in particular that you want to share?
Definitely in Michigan, Lansing with Joaquin Buckley. That's for sure a number one spot that I'm heading to first.
Well, when I think of St. Louis MMA, I think of Tyron Woodley. Have you ever trained with him?
No, sir.
Why do you laugh?
I have tried a couple of times.
What? And Tyron didn't open the doors for you?
No, sir. But it's all good. No,
what's up with that?
You got to talk to him.
What? Yeah. Oh, hey, now that he's gonna come calling, you don't pick up that phone, right? I mean, sorry, Tyron, the ship has sailed, correct?
No, not at all. I mean,
okay.
I still got to give my man respect. You know what I mean? He's still St. Louis native. You know what I mean? And world champion. So nah.
So you've tried, and what happened?
It just denied.
Man, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But if he calls you now, you'd be open to it?
Yes, sir. I would be. Yep.
You don't hold grudges?
No, why not? Yeah, why would I? It doesn't make any sense. Nope.
I love the respect between you and Impa Kasanganay before the fight, after the fight. What he wrote about you, I saw a picture of you guys together. Was that at the airport?
That was at the airport, yes, sir. Yeah.
What was that like when you saw him after all this exploded? And he, unfortunately for him, there's always like the winner and the loser, and now he's going to be a part of that story for a long time. And his, his bad night at the office will be remembered. What was it like when you were talking with him?
He was the same way, to be honest with you. That's the funniest part. When we first met each other, when we landed in Vegas, and I was by myself the whole time. He approached me. He came to me when he seen me outside working out, and he was just telling me, like, it's an honor, saying to be in the cage with you, and to get in the cage with you. And he's looking forward to a good fight. Just very respectful. Once we landed in Abu Dhabi, he introduced me to his dad and to his team. Like dude is just a great guy, you know what I mean? And then after the fight was the same way, so, he's a different type of dude. I'm going to tell you that right now,
Wow, that is great to hear. So now let's talk about the sequence. Is this something that you've worked on?
I mean, with not anybody catching my kick, but yeah, that technique, yes, sir. Uh-huh.
You have, wow. And have you ever tried it in a fight?
No, sir. This was the first time I ever tried it in a fight. The only opportunity or scenario that happened to play out for me to be able to do, if that makes sense.
Okay. And what about in training? Like, is that something you worked on where someone catches your leg and then you try it?
No, not at all. I used to practice on the heavy bag. So pretty much you get pretty much a big heavy bag. It's not like a small one, whatever. And you push it, you let the momentum go, you let the bag come back to you. You use your rear leg kick to balance on the bag and then propel off of it and then kick with your lead leg.
Wow. And do you remember, I mean, it all happened so fast, but do you remember what you're thinking in that moment? Like, oh, I could pull this off right now. Like, do you remember any thoughts you had?
Yes, sir. It's when he grabbed my leg. Not the first time I found out that he grabbed my leg 2 times. So on the second time, when he had a good grip on my foot, I had to make a complete turn, and I seen the opportunity to do it there, but it was already too late. I had already completely turned. So I told myself, if he grabs my leg like that again, the opportunity is right there. But it's not like I was trying to set up for opportunity for him to grab my kick. I was just kicking. That was the game plan. I was gonna beat up his lead leg and beat up on his right side, on his right guard, because he's heavily guarded right there, and I was just gonna kick the mess out of his forearms and his ribs. So when I kicked again, he grabbed my foot, and he did the same motion. I said, there the kick is, and I just went forward.
And when you landed it, his delay, which almost makes the kick even more spectacular and the highlight more spectacular and memorable, is almost, his reaction is delayed, like a tree falling, right? It's not sudden, it's slow. What
Right.
are you thinking in that moment?
Well, first, when I look back, I seen his face, and I knew I made contact with my foot, but obviously I'm still turning, so I ended up facing forward towards the cage, so I had to turn all the way around. And once I turned all the way around, like you said, he was in very still motion. I seen his body stiffed up. That's when I knew that the fight was over. But I didn't know I knocked him out though yet. When I made complete contact, I didn't know I knocked him out until I turned all the way around to see him that he was stiffed up. So I was like, yeah, that's game.
Can you even describe the emotions in that moment, like when you realize what you have just accomplished? I mean, you obviously don't know what it's going to turn into and how viral it's going to get, but the pull
Right.
like that.
I was excited. Obviously, I was very thrilled, to get the KO. Like you said, I didn't know what the impact was going to be afterwards, but I was just happy that, I got that KO, because I was telling myself the whole time, like, I was not going to go to a decision. I was saying it out loud in front of people that was, in front of me. Like this fight is not going to a decision. I was like, somebody getting knocked out, and it ain't me, what I'm saying? So I was just talking about good stuff and stuff like that. And, I was just able to make it happen. That was the cool part.
What was it like when you got back to the locker room?
Just exciting. A lot of reporters coming to me. Like that was a new feeling. Doing interviews. So I'm gonna have to get used to doing interviews and stuff like that. And but it was a different type of experience, man. A lot of people showing me a lot of love and stuff like that, which is cool. But I know what's real. Like with my first fight with Kevin Holland, what I'm saying, did nobody want to speak to me? I kind of actually like that even better.
Yeah, I bet no one's bothering you and whatnot. But Dana White's coming up to you after the fight.
Now that was dope. Now that was something I never forget. I didn't even know he was there. Like I thought, he probably had left to take a break. After the Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa, and went back home somewhere, and then to come back for the Habib fight. So, because I didn't see anything like where Dana was when we was in the hotel. Obviously, he was staying at the same hotel as us. And then when he just came out, like it just completely shocked me, And then for him to tell me what he told me was ridiculous.
Yeah, your reaction was great. For those that didn't hear, what did he tell you?
He told me that he should give me every bonus that night. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
In the end, you got the 50K, right?
I believe so. I don't know.
It's on, okay. It's on.
Still gotta check the bank account. I don't know.
And just curious, so that was your 14th pro fight, right?
Yeah. How many fights? Yeah, 14.
50K.
11,
where does
11-3. I'm 11-3, and I benched one of my fights. And
that's right.
I plan on getting another one.
The other one would be Kevin Holland, I would imagine, right? But the 50K, like that's probably in one night. I would imagine you never made 50K in fighting before in one night, right? Some of those LFA fights are early on with Shamrock. All those combined, do they even equal up to 50K?
No, sir.
Wow, that's life changing for you guys.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yes, sir.
Right now, and your new father, and I know your partner is here with you, Sarah, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask Sarah a question if I can. What was it like? Were you watching that live?
I was actually. I actually had to have the grandpa of Isaiah hold him because I didn't want to drop our baby. I was like, please hold it, because I knew he had just made contact, and I was wanting to cheer for him and everything else like that. So I was like, let me just pass him over. Yeah, it was an amazing feeling.
How long have you known Joaquin for?
Oh, geez, over 10 years. We've been together since high school.
Wow.
So I've been going to the gyms with him and training and everything, and I would have loved to have been at this fight. But with a new baby and with COVID and all these other things, we needed to stay grounded and stay at home and be able to take care of him.
Absolutely. And you've probably seen, the highs and lows of the fight game, right? And how difficult
Yes.
it can be. So to see someone who has experienced that and then to see him pull off a kick that will be talked about forever and
Yeah.
people debating if it's the greatest knockout in the history of the sport and all these famous people, that's your guy, who you've
Yeah.
seen through ups and downs. Is this surreal for you?
Oh my God, yes. I still am in shock. Like, not the fact that he did that, but like just everything we've been through and all the struggles and everything, we made it to this point, and that's just unbelievable. And to see him so happy and finally people seeing his talents and just being able to witness all of that has just been amazing. It's
I
been
know the cell reception isn't great there. Joaquin, were you able to call Sarah from the arena? When was the first time you were able to talk to her, and what was her reaction when you called her?
What was the first?
I called you after the fight, and it took a while, but like it wasn't
Right.
too long.
It wasn't too long because, but the thing was though, like, my phone didn't work internationally. I have a terrible phone. My phone is still like cracked. I still got a cracked phone. Like, I ain't bought a new phone or nothing. So I had to wait to get back into the hotel to use the Wi-Fi in order to call whatever. So it took a little minute before after the fight. But once I got back to the hotel, I called her. She was ecstatic. She was telling me, how much she was so proud of me and everything. And I was just telling her, thank you, thank you, thank you. And, like I said, but I didn't expect this fight to blow up exactly how it did. She actually was the one to tell me that how fast it was blowing up,
Yes, yeah.
I think you need to get a new phone now with that new money that you got.
It's on the docket amongst many other things.
I bet. And so now, do you feel like you're able to breathe a little bit, or is it still like super hectic? Are you guys getting a ton of, things being thrown your way?
Personal, in our lives, we still got to get things done, but it just helps with a little extra money. So
Yeah.
We're financially back us. So that's the cool part about it. But it's still things that need to be done.
And for you, do you want to fight again this year? You've been pretty active in 2020 in the midst of this craziness, or do you think you're done for 2020?
No, I still want to, but it just all depends on everything, who it might be, and saying what they got scheduled already. But yeah, I definitely would love to fight again this year, probably in December or November.
Do you have a like a wish list? Is there a guy on your mind?
Nah, I don't do that, man.
You don't do that? Other than Kevin Holland?
I don't say I don't want nobody to take nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, anybody can catch it. Anybody can get the work, man. I don't care who it is.
But do you feel pressure? And like now you got like every time Anthony Pettis fought after the Showtime kick, people were expecting him to do something crazy. Do you feel that? Like, oh, now I got to top this? Do you think that way?
Nah, not at all. Just gotta win. Just gotta win and perform. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know I'm not in many boring fights anyway. This is actually not the first time I've been on ESPN. I've been on ESPN before for Bellator for my slam against.
Oh, that's right. Back in the day, yeah.
So
now your fight was there, but you mean the highlight, right?
the highlight, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's an amazing thing. It's really an amazing thing to see, especially because you weren't a household name, and now everyone knows who you are because of the kick. It's in my opinion even greater. So I just want to congratulate you again. Enjoy everything that comes with this. Enjoy this moment. It doesn't happen often, obviously, and congrats to both of you on becoming parents and all of this excitement happening at the same time for you.
I appreciate it, Ariel, Helwani. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.